Hey folks, I am Becky with Enduring Finances. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are touching back on one of my favorite side hustles that I have been doing for the last 2 years of my life, and that is donating my plasma out of my arm right here. And I started this because 1, you get to give back to people that need it, 2, you get to make a little bit of money from it, and 3, it seemed like a very straightforward process, and all of those 3 things are true. So I want you to know that you can make over $320 a month by donating your plasma about twice a week. And you can make even more than that based off of where you're located and how much the center is paying for this. So this is just the bottom line, bare minimum, $320 a month, donating for, about an hour to an hour and a half for each one of those times, costing you very little effort and money to do this at all. On average, most of the donation centers that I'm seeing are paying at a minimum $40 per visit. Usually they pay you a little bit more if you come in more than that. Like the facility that I go to right now is doing $40 for the first 4 visits, then $80, then $100 for each visit after that. So you could be making quite a bit of money off of that every single month. For all of my 2 years of donating, I have ended up donating 156 times so far, bringing in a total of $10,105, which means that I have been making an average of $64.77 for each one of my donations, lasting right around about an hour a piece. So $64 an hour is really, really good. And most of the time I'm just in there on my phone, listening to a podcast or music, or I'm watching a movie that they have on, or I'm just joking with the local cast there, the local phlebotomist there. So it is a really straightforward process. So if you're looking for a way to make a little bit of money on the side or just bring home some more bacon, I really think you should consider doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about what it looks like. So first of all, plasma is the liquid portion of your body. It makes up about 55% of your total blood composition. We won't go into the rest of that because that's about as much as I know on it. I know that it helps maintain your body's blood pressure. It helps your blood to clot, which can help really if you get injured. And it helps distribute the electrolytes from the muscles and supports just your basic overall cell functions and assisting your body to maintain the appropriate pH balance inside of it. So it does a lot of things for your body, and a lot of people need it to make medicine or just to survive trauma-related instances. So how does donating plasma work? It's really simple. It's usually obtained through a process called plasmapheresis. Hopefully I'm saying it right. If not, no judgment here. This is essentially where they draw blood, they stick a needle in your vein, whatever arm, typically my right arm, and they draw whole blood from your body. It gets sucked into a machine that they have. It's really cool, actually. It pulls it in. The machine then separates the plasma portion from the rest of your blood, and then the remaining blood without that plasma is delivered back into your arm. So it does draw and return processes. Usually it takes like 3 or 4 of those per donation, just based on how much blood you're donating, which is about 800 milliliters. It's a little canister. It's like a glass, essentially. It's like a glass of water, a glass of blood. No big deal. But it sucks it in, filters it, and then the plasma is dropped into a little container that they keep and process and do all their things with, and the blood is returned to you. And then at the very end of the process, they give you a little bit of saline to kind of filter back into give you a little bit more liquid back into your body. The first time you donate, it takes about 2 to 3 hours, just depending on how long it takes to do a physical. They take you in, ask you some questions, make sure that you're in good health, ask you, basic health questions there. But that only happens the first time you donate, and then once every year after that. 99.9% of the time when I donate, I am in the back within 10-15 minutes. They do a short screening, make sure that I have enough protein in my body and that I'm hydrated enough and my blood pressure is not too high, and just do a little basic screening, and then I go right back in. And my fastest time that I've ever gone through a donation process was 33 minutes, I want to say. It might have been 33 or 36 minutes. Average, it's about 40 minutes. So you can really get in and out pretty quickly. But all in all, it usually takes about an hour for my whole donation process. How do you get paid for donating plasma? Now, this is typically done through a prepaid debit card. I'm not going to show you mine because it has information on it for me. But it essentially just looks like a regular debit card. Essentially, as soon as the needle hits your veins, they are processing it on the back end and paying it out to you. You're going to typically see it in your account within an hour, if not sooner, from donating. And then it works just like a typical debit card. The only thing is it doesn't work at a gas pump. You have to manually go in and do that. But I pay for all of my groceries pretty much extensively with that. I've got a PIN, or I can run it as credit. And it's really good there. And typically, each donation center is going to have their rates posted inside the facility. A lot of them don't publicly do it. I don't know why. Competitors, they're afraid of people switching. I don't know. But they're going to typically have their rates posted up every single month. Mine does. And it just shows you how much you're going to make per donation. Typically for a first-time donor, if you're going in, or if you haven't donated within like a year or like more than 6 months, you go back in on the new donor program. But I made $750 for my first 6 donations. And I was making $150 or $100 each time with that, and not bad there. And you can donate twice a week, so within 2 times within a 7-day period, as long as there are 48 hours in between those time periods. So right now I'm donating typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Before, I was donating on Wednesdays and Fridays. It just depends on what works best for your schedule, or you could only donate once a week, or you could be like, I'm going away for this next week and I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, and they don't care. They just want you to come in and donate, and they're happy to see you. So what are the requirements that you have to be able to donate plasma? And this is like bare minimum bones here. You have to be between the age of 18 and 69. You have to weigh more than 110 pounds. They do have a weight cutoff limit, but I want to say it's like 400 or 500 pounds. So you can be on the heavier side and still donate and not have to worry about that at all. And then the third thing that you really need is just to be in relatively good health. There are some medications that you won't be able to donate on. You can contact a center directly about that, because I won't get into the medical specific side of that. But essentially, that's it. Be 18 or up to 69, weigh 110 pounds or more, and be in relatively good health. You just walk in there, give them proof of ID, proof of address, proof of your social security number, and you're good to go. And then if you want to, you can go ahead, and there's a link down below in my description that says where you can search and find your own donor center in your area. There are multiple that keep coming in because plasma is something that people need. The website to find where you can donate plasma is donatingplasma.org. This is a very safe website. Gives you a lot of information there. I would recommend doing that. It gives you different sites within every state, essentially, if you really wanted to, where you could donate. But I highly recommend doing this. This is the most profitable and easygoing side hustle that I have come across. Making more than $60 an hour on average. The only downside is you're limited on how often you can do it, but it's really good, and you can just study or look for a job or watch a movie or text on your phone this whole time. So I highly recommend doing it. It helps you, it helps somebody else, and it's just a good way to make some money. So that is it for you. Make over $60 on average. That's how much I make. $60 on average for each one of my donations. I made over $10,000 doing this in 2 years. Please, if you are considering donating plasma, do it. At least try it out for a couple of times and see how it goes. Worst case scenario, you make a little bit of money and you don't like it, and you don't have to do it again. So that's going to wrap it up for me today, guys. Hopefully this is a side hustle that if you're interested in, you go out and do it and you enjoy it, and it becomes a steady source of income for you. And if not, well, donate blood if you can. I'll see you next time, guys.